I've been warning the public since 2020 about this, and it was wild to see. Two of the people I look up to in investing, one of them's pissed at the other. I'll sum this up with Robert Kiyosaki's saying. He's basically saying he's nauseated because now Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors in the world, who's throwing shots at gold bugs and people in precious metals, is now coming around and saying, you can read the tweet for yourself. I'm about to tell you is my research. You got to do your own research, form your own opinion. But on the back end, I'm going to share with you exactly what I do every single time. This is about authenticity. You have to understand the systematic change that is happening within your financial system. Warren Buffett went into the largest cash position, almost $340 billion last year. Just recently made a big investment in Lennar Homes. I think that's anticipating interest rates. I would love to hear your opinion coming down dramatically. So he went into cash, went into Lennar Homes. He's now touting gold. Kathy Woods says a hedge is gold, precious metals, Bitcoin, crypto. The third wealthiest billionaire in Mexico has 70% of his wealth in Bitcoin. This last week, the person on record that has the highest IQ in the world just said, I'm moving all my wealth into Bitcoin. But why would they be doing this? Let's simplify this. Take out the emotion. And if you understand this, that one man's assets are another man's liabilities and there's no real money in the system, it'll make more sense. And if you understand that if you don't beat inflation every single year, you become poor every single year. And if you don't understand that we had a cumulative 24% inflation from 2020 to 2024, and what that means is your dollar became worth less. So if you had $100,000 in 2020, is now worth 24% less. It's not that things are getting more expensive. Your dollar is becoming worthless. From 1913, the dollar's collapsed 96 to 97%. Things are not getting more expensive. Your dollar is becoming worth less and has less purchasing power. So what wealthy people do is when the dollar becomes worth less with interest rates, they can only control the system with interest rates. So when the dollar becomes worth less, interest rates are going to come down. Your dollar's worth less. What the working class and people who are indoctrinated do is they monetize more debt and make themselves poorer, not knowing that they're not going to beat inflation because they're not going to get a pay raise that beats the debt that they got in the interest rate, and they become poor and deeper in the hole every single year. That's the trap. That's the system. That's why the 1% remain the 1%. When you start to realize, this is why they're moving into Bitcoin. This is why people are buying fixed supply assets like XRP, Bitcoin, and these digital assets that have fixed supplies, and gold and silver at an all-time high and very undervalued. Because the money just moves. That's all it does. But the general public and the indoctrinated middle class and working class don't know the system. So they just sit there